What's up, YouTube family? I'm back at the drawing table. Welcome to my channel, and for those who've been here before, welcome back. Today, I want to come at you with a quick video, and in today's video, I want to talk about what I will tell my younger self to focus on if I could go back, right? As an artist, if I could go back and tell my younger self the things to focus on, I have like three things I would tell my younger self to focus on. But before we get into that, um, I want to introduce you guys to my new logo, right? So I made myself a logo. I focused on this past week. That's why I haven't dropped a video recently. But yeah, so here it is. So this logo features a compass, two T-squares, and a protractor, and also my drawing table. Um, yeah, so I wanted to include like some drawing tools in my logo, moving back into perspective. So that's my logo. I was told that I need to, make my channel more professional if I'm gonna be doing this YouTube thing. One of my friends told me I'm tired of looking at your A, because my channel is at the drawing table, so YouTube gives you like the little your little what is it, your avatar, the first letter of whatever your name is. So mine had an A in it, so I was able to fix that so I can start looking like a more legit YouTube channel. But let's get to the focus of the day. Before we start, the inspiration for this video came because I was drawing a younger picture of someone I know. So it's a picture of when they was a kid, and it got me thinking about being young and myself as a kid and what I would tell myself if I could go back. So that's the inspiration for this video. So what I would tell my younger self as an artist, number one, would be focus more on constructive drawing, right? So instead of just observational drawing, because what we tend to do when we're young, when we get into art, we maybe find whatever inspired us, like whether it be comics or anime, whatever, what have you. We would get that material, and then we would start trying to draw it for ourselves, right? But what we end up doing is drawing from a pure observational drawing perspective, right? So we want to get that material and recreate it because we love that art. But if I was to go back and tell my younger self, I would say focus on learning how to construct, like learn how those drawings are constructed, right? Like get a deep understanding of the forms that it took to construct that drawing, right? So that's the first thing I would tell my younger self is focus on constructive drawing and really learn to understand form so you can start to construct those drawings for yourself out of your own imagination. Moving on to thing two. So the second thing I would tell myself is focus on consistency, right? Because showing up is half of the battle, right? So showing up to the artistic realm ready to learn as much as possible will get you further than most artists out there. So I would tell myself to just keep pushing on and focus on consistency. Because what tends to happen to a lot of artists is we stop focusing on that consistency, right? Like we when we're young, we like to draw, and we maybe start to get older and get sidetracked by life some, and we kind of start to drop drawing, and we draw less and less, and we really lose that consistency, right? And if we just stayed consistent the whole time, we would be much further than we are. So that would be the second thing I would tell myself: focus on consistency. And the third thing I would tell myself is not to compare myself to professional artists. Like, so comparison, many people probably heard this term. Comparison is the dream killer, right? So, and why it's a dream killer is when you're a young artist, you're trying to draw and emulate some of these drawings that these professionals have done, right? And you're having a hard time doing it, and you just feel like you don't have what it takes, and you're really not thinking about it logically, right? These professionals have been doing this for much longer than you have, so they've built the skills necessary to do that. So just like you, they started at some point knowing nothing, and you have to look at it from that perspective. You have to look at it through that lens. Like, they didn't come out the womb knowing how to draw, right? They didn't come out the womb drawing like they draw now. So you got to think about the time that they have on you. You're a young artist, you know, they got much more time. They got many years of doing this. So their work supposed to look better than yours. Their work's supposed to look better than yours, right? So don't focus on comparing yourself to them. Now, you may use their work as a measuring stick to see if you're getting better, right? So, for example, as an artist you like, right? And you look at their work, and you can look at your work, and you can see if you're starting to develop the skills necessary to produce work like that artist. So you can use it as a measuring stick to, know where you need to go, but don't focus on comparing yourself to them, because what happens to a lot of young artists is they feel like they don't have what it takes when they only been drawing for a few years or doing art for a few years, and then they end up putting down a pencil, right? So don't focus on comparison. So that would be the third thing I would tell myself. So those are the three things. If I could go back and speak to myself as a young artist, those are the three things I would tell myself to focus on. Those three things: focusing on learning how to actually construct the drawings, focus on consistency, and don't compare yourself to professionals. If I could go back and tell myself those three things, I feel like I would be in much better position. So do you guys have three things that you would tell yourself, or a few things? It could be more things that you would tell yourself as a young artist if you could go back and speak to your younger self? If so, I would love to hear them in the comments. Um, but that's all I have for you guys today. I'm doing this drawing. It's incomplete. I don't know how far I'm gonna push it. I just felt like drawing something other than, I've been doing a lot of just drawing practice lately, like drawing hands and, you know, um, drawing the figure, like focusing on the form, focusing on some of the things that I would tell myself as a younger artist to focus on. Now I have to go back and do those things. So, um, yeah, so I would just see where it goes. But I will catch you guys on the next one. As always, peace, and I'm glad to be in your service.